Welcome back, eSIM Studios. Apologize for the late delay. I was just getting all of my content ready to show you. We got a lot of cool news today. We have our first look at some Galaxy AI content even before the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event, which is scheduled for tomorrow at noon. So January 17th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast, is when they will go live. Now, we're going to go live as well. Right after this live stream, I'm going to schedule our Samsung Unpacked S24 launch party, I guess, or launch stream, whatever you want to call it. We did one for the Pixel 8 Pro, and we're doing one for the S24 Ultra. All the flagships get released. We'll do a live stream. I want to get your input as far as what you think about the devices. Are you going to get it? Are you not going to get it? If you are, what color are you going to get? All that good stuff. But I actually got a leaked, and it literally just leaked a few minutes ago. So this is hot off the press. Now get this, you'll want to watch this here. I'll play it just a second. But the video we leaked yesterday, the unboxing of the yellow S24 Ultra, the gray S24 Ultra, and the violet or purple S24 Ultra, that video got yanked. Now it's still on our channel. We still have it, but nobody else can see it. So if you want to see the unboxing of it, a short unboxing, if I have not put it's on our previous live stream, live stream number 6, and I believe I had put out a video just in regard, I pre-uploaded. What I'll do is sometimes I'll cut a news story out of my live stream and then upload that as an individual video. I think I put it out. If I didn't, I'll make sure I put it out right after this, as I schedule the live stream for tomorrow's Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event. What we're going to do is when they go live, we'll go live. And I'm basically going to share screen share a Samsung, a Chrome tab, a YouTube Chrome tab, and we'll live stream right along with them. So you'll see me sitting right here, and then we'll have where am I? Right here. Then we'll have the Samsung Unpacked event right here, and you can join in with me and discuss all everything Samsung. Now, after we get to the Samsung news, I have some other cool stories, right? So I also have, I made custom banners. Where they at? So check this out. So after we get to the new leaked video of all of the AI features for the Galaxy, all of the features got leaked in a video, and we have it. And after that, check this out. We will get to, that's right, you want to try out a Apple Vision Pro. That release is also right around the corner. I believe they're going to, I believe it's February the 2nd. So here in just about 2 weeks, it'll be available for sale. Now, I'm not going to get one. They're like $3,500, but you do not have to buy one if you want to go test it out and demo it. So I'm thinking, we'll get into it, but I think I'm going to try to set a demo up for myself, and if you want to, you can as well. So we'll not only get into that, we will also get into some other breaking tech news. Got some cool stuff lined up, so let's get into it. We got a number of people here. So S24 AI features in action. Let me get my layout here. Just trying to customize a little bit everything, right? Kind of like a newscast, right? I'm the newscaster, and yeah, whatever. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me remove that because I have an actual video that I can play. So this is a video that they are going to play at the Samsung Unpacked event tomorrow. Live on stage, you know, they got the CEO and a number of heads of their departments. They have AI department. If somebody will come out and speak. You'll have the leader in their camera and sensor department will come out and talk about the cameras and all this stuff. But we actually have the video that they are going to show at the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event for the S24 Ultra. Now what you're going to see is an S24 Ultra, not a S24 or S24 Plus, and here's why. Because the Ultra is getting all of the AI features, all of them that you'll see right here. Now the S24 and S24 Plus are getting most of the AI features, not all, but most. But that's why you'll see in the video, it is an Ultra model. You ready? Let's go. Okay, so you saw a number of AI features. Now, all of those features that was displayed were already discussed, right? I think all of them. I believe we have discussed all of them in the past few weeks. You have the circle search, right? You're doing a video, see something in your video, you can circle it or activate the circle search. And as you could tell, they saw a painting in the background while they were doing a video, circled it, and it pops up. I'm assuming it does an internet search of whatever you, basically an image search, right? But it's just live. You don't have to copy and paste or long press on an image to do it. You can do it while taking a video. That has not been seen before in the mobile technology world as of yet. They also have a live transcribe where it basically, excuse me, not live transcribe, live transcript. No, wait. Translate. Damn. I got so many AI features going on in my head. Okay, so that will translate, live translate. That will translate if you're speaking to somebody else on the phone in Spanish, right? They have a feature where when you talk, the person on the other end of the line will hear what you're saying in Spanish and vice versa. When they talk, you'll be able to hear what they're saying in English. So it's a live translate feature. Now, Google has something similar, but it's not live. You can open up Google Translate and you can basically talk into the app, and then you can hand the phone to the person and then they can hear what you're saying in their language. This is actually live during a call, which again, we have not seen. What were the other ones? Let's see, we had live translate, circle search. There's also going to be a night video mode, which is something Pixel just put out, and they've done a really good job at it. I was very impressed. Google introduced night sight. Google introduced this night sight video, and Samsung and some other manufacturers have had night sight still photos introduced into their camera features for years now. But this new video night sight is something totally brand new. So as soon as we get the S24 Ultra in, believe me, we're going to test all sorts of stuff. We're going to test the night sight video features between the S24 Ultra and the Pixel 8 Pro. And they also had, what was it? I'm drawing a blank. I just remembered it. Yes, a photo eraser. And now you say, well, that's been out, for years as well. Well, this one's going to be, I guess, video eraser. So, which has never been seen before by any manufacturer. So, the eraser mode is pretty common now, again, in a lot of these manufacturers, right? Where you take a still photo, and then you go check it out in your gallery, and you see somebody in the background that, is messing up your photo. It's a nice sunset on a beach, and then there's some dope behind you, walking behind you, messing up the whole photo. Don't you hate that? It's like you're clearly taking a photo of family members or whatever in a nice background, and this person just sees you and doesn't give a damn, just keeps on walking. Well, now you cannot give a damn about him and erase his ass. Now, that was only in still photos. Now Samsung is introducing, you're going to be able to do this while shooting a video, while in video mode. So now you can shoot the video, but then once you go to your gallery to view the video, that's when you can activate the magic video eraser, where you can basically circle him in the video that you want to erase. The phone does its magic, and then, after a few seconds of processing, you get the video with no old man in your background. So that's really cool. I think that was it. There was an article here that says leaked Galaxy S24 promo video. Damn ads. Shows off AI features in action. Now, let me make sure I had all of these listed. We got the translate. What else we got? We got, that's it. Wow, Android headlines. Wow, with a very short article. Well, that didn't describe much. I believe that's it. I think that if I'm missing one, please correct me. But you will be able to see that video tomorrow during the Unpacked event on their live stream and our live stream as well. We are going to basically live stream their live stream, I guess. So, looking forward to the Samsung Galaxy. Very much so. Time is running out because you basically have, what does it say, 18 hours? I need to make that larger. Can I edit this? I don't think so. I'll do it for the next live stream. I'll make it bigger so you can see more. But we got about 18 hours left. They're touting this whole AI thing, which again, I guess I think it's cool, right? But here's the deal. I don't use. That's one of the reasons why, of course, I always get a Pixel, but it's one of the reasons why I got my Pixel, because all of the cool shit that they put on there. But in reality, I only use probably half of the AI features that are on there. The other half I checked out when we first got the phone, and other than that, I haven't used them. So this new Galaxy will have all of the AI features the Pixel has and more. So this is feature packed. The new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 CPU was built from the ground up with a special emphasis on AI. So Google and their Tensor chips are not the only ones focused on AI. Apple's going to be late to the party because I hear they're cooking up some stuff for their new CPU for the launch of the iPhone 16 series, but that's 10 months away. By that time, we'll be all AI'd out. I mean, shit, we already are pretty much already, right? But you'll have about 18 hours left until the launch event of the S24 series where you can pre-order. Now, I'm going to leave this in the description. It is a basically a pre-registration, a pre-order. Simply put your info down here, and then they give you $50 off of your next Samsung Galaxy, in addition to whatever you have to trade in. If you don't have anything to trade in, so be it. But if you do, it'll put that $50 on top of whatever they offer you for the trade-in. As you know, if you've been a viewer of this channel, Samsung, you've heard me say, Samsung's got the very, very best trade-in deals in the business. It's always an exciting time, at least for me, is because it's literally, it's almost, you know, that old saying, it's almost too good to be true. I hate to say that for this, but it almost is. It almost makes sense, or excuse me, I guess it's the opposite. It doesn't make sense not to upgrade, meaning the deal is so good, you almost have to take advantage, even if you're not ready to upgrade, right? Just go ahead and take advantage of this. They give you, I have an S23 Ultra to trade in, and they're going to give me, on top of the 970, because this right here is what the S23 Ultra, they give you more if you have a Samsung, but they also give a more than market value for a Pixel or iPhone, but especially if you have a Samsung device. So trading my S23 Ultra in, they're going to give me, what is that, $1,020 in trading credit towards the new S24 Ultra. So that means if they start off at $1,200, that means I only have to pay $180 to upgrade. I mean, that's a no-brainer. And they're also going to do a storage upgrade. So if you choose to get now there's no more base 128 gig model. That's done and over with, thank God. So their base model is going to be 256. So if you order the 256 one, storage variant, they're going to give you a 512 variant for free for pre-ordering, on top of your upgrade in your trade-in values. And if you choose to get the 512 variant, like I'm going to do, they'll give you a 1 terabyte model this year, which is very nice, because I had the 512 variant that I bought last year. I ran out of storage probably 3 months ago. Now I had to go back. I actually had to factory reset it, which wiped everything. Long story, but I record everything. I shoot videos. I edit videos. You can imagine, right? For content creators, apps are getting bigger. Everything's getting bigger. So I'm going to go for the 1 terabyte. But join us tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event. We will be right here. Now let's move on. Let me get some music. I hate just hearing my voice. Or not some music, some beats. Then we'll move on to the Apple Store. I know all y'all want to hear. All right. Are you ready? You want to demo a Apple Vision Pro? You certainly can. This news has leaked just recently here. I believe it leaked today, actually. That's when I got a hold of it, just a few minutes ago, actually. So, if you want to demo an Apple Vision Pro, Apple is demoing, doing a 25-minute demos. Now, there are some stipulations involved, and we are going to review them. But from what I saw, it looks like you or I can go in there and get a demo. Let's check it out. So, it is a very expensive piece of technology. $3,500. When does this, I believe it's February the 2nd. When does this go on sale? I think pre-orders start, I thought I saw it somewhere. Pre-orders start at the end of the month. Okay, so it doesn't, the pre-orders, you can actually pre-order this, like we were just talking about the Samsung devices, starting tomorrow. Well, the Apple Vision Pro, you can pre-order it on January 27th. Just in about a week and a half. So you can pre-order it online. And you can walk into a store and purchase it on February the 2nd, and that's when they ship them out. And it'll be available to the public February 2nd. But what if you're not really sure about dropping 3,500 bucks on a new kind of futuristic device, right? I have a hard time personally buying the first generation of anything, right? Whether it's a new model car that a manufacturer has never put out, whether it's a brand new piece of technology, just like the Apple Vision Pro, where it's the very first generation, always seems like there's something that goes wrong. The companies learn from it on the first gen from all of the customer complaints and input. And then when they come out with the second generation of the item, that's when it's time to buy it. Well, if you want to try this out for yourself, if you're iffy about purchasing this, it's a lot of money. Now, Apple is allowing for testing, demos, see if you want to buy it, right? Now, I've heard this is an interesting move, because I've heard, we'll get into the details here in a second, I've heard that the demand for this is super high. In fact, I've heard industry insiders say that they plan on selling out of these, believe it or not. Now, they're not going to make, how many iPhones does Apple manufacture per year, right? It has to be, I think in the US alone, no, it wasn't US. I think they sold 44 million iPhones worldwide. I believe, don't quote me on that, but somewhere around there. That's a ton of devices. Now, they're not going to make 44 million Apple Vision Pros. We don't know what their internal numbers are as far as how many they are going to manufacture and produce. But I have heard that the demand is high. I have heard that they plan on selling out. Now, is that because they're only going to make 1,000 of them? That would be a true statement, right? If you're only going to make 1,000 of them, yeah, I would guarantee you're going to sell out of these. But are they going to make 1 million of these? I doubt it. I don't know. Probably a couple 100,000. I don't know. Maybe 500,000. But it's an interesting move, because if you plan on, this is a move where you make it available for the public to come in to your store, try them on, test them out, look at all the features. Well, this is so cool, this and that. That's almost like that's a sales move, a PR move to garner interest, to get people talking about it online, on social media, to get the name out there, right? You want people talking about it, about the product 24/7. That's something, that's a strategic move that a company would make if they're struggling to sell something. So if Apple thinks that they're going to sell out of these, and they're doing this demo that another company would perform if they were struggling to hit numbers, is interesting, then that means that they just simply want people to talk about this. Maybe they want more demand than there is a product, right? That would now that makes me think, after these go on sale, if it's supply and demand, right? So that if the supply is low, the demand for the Apple Vision Pro is high, then that means the price is going to go up. Supply low, demand high, price high. So I'm assuming, watch, when these come out on February the 2nd, I bet the aftermarket price is going to be sky high. So if somebody buys it for 3,500 bucks, and that's just the base model, I bet you'll see them online for sale for probably $5,000 right off the bat, because the first wave of them, I believe, is sold out. They're going to launch them in batches. Let's see what it says. Okay, so, and we've discussed this in the past too, right? As far as now look, it says the demo units for the Vision Pro are going to be limited. So not every Apple store is going to have one of these for you to demo. You know how they have when you walk into a store, Apple Store, T-Mobile, AT&T, they have the devices there for you to look at, play with. Well, this is going to be no different. I mean, now you can't just walk up into an Apple store, see it, put it on, and woo, start, you know, playing around, touching people's faces and stuff. No, this is going to be 25 minutes at the max, and I believe you have to schedule an appointment to demo it. Again, it's not going to be where you can just walk up to it and start playing with it, right? But if you're interested, shit, sign up for it. You're not signing a document saying, if I do this demo, I'm going to buy it. No, you don't have to. The reason why they're demoing it is to get you to buy it, right? There's no promise you're going to buy it. So there's an actual, the number of actual demo units for the Vision Pro are going to be limited. Not all Apple stores are going to carry this. Now, let's check this out. There are non-functional units on display, right? There are non-functional units on display, meaning a dummy unit, a retail unit. So they'll have one, they'll have Apple Vision Pro there. I'm assuming they're gonna have a non-working unit in every Apple store because they're trying to sell this shit, right? So it'll be the Apple Vision Pro, they'll have the goggles, all that, the little battery pack. I just want to have the sensors in here, the internals, all that stuff. The software won't be in there, but it'll be there for everybody to look at. But the actual working ones, there's a limited number. Now it's a 25-minute demo. Let's see, which needs to, I don't think that's true, which needs to coax consumers into buying its mixed reality headset. I mean, the interest is there, it's just the high price tag, right? Now, he said, and this is what we mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, there's only this, and check it out, so there's only a limited number of stores that'll have these for demo, and there's only a limited number of Apple stores where you can actually buy this from, because this is not like a phone, right? You can't just buy one on Apple's website, have it shipped to you, you know, and you do the unboxing. Well, this is cool. Start playing around with it. No, it doesn't work that way. Only a number of stores are going to be able to sell them. So not every Apple store is going to sell them. So, and what it entails is, now there is one store per major city, at least one store. Some bigger cities have multiple stores that will be selling these Vision Pros. But like here in San Antonio, Texas, it's not a big city, but it's not a small town. I'm assuming San Antonio, I believe, is about 1 million people. Metro's maybe 1.5. I believe we'll just have one store here that sells them. Right? Houston, 4 or 5 million people, probably have 2. Dallas, maybe 2. LA, definitely 2. New York, definitely 2. So, depending on where you're at, Austin will just have 1, right? I don't know. What about Miami? Probably just have 1. Phoenix, Arizona, probably just have 1. See what I'm saying? Chicago, probably have 2. So it's limited. Now, you have to go into a store and actually physically buy one. Now, you can buy one online, but when you buy one of these Apple Vision Pros online, it asks you to make an appointment. So when you purchase one, whether you do it online or you go into one of the stores, well, first of all, you need to call your local store and ask them, or get on the Apple's website. Once launch time comes, find out what store in your city is going to have it. If you can't find the info on the Apple website, call up your local Apple store, ask them, they'll know. Once you buy it, you actually have to schedule an appointment to pick it up, which is common with Apple scheduling appointments, but you have to go through about an hour-long process of fitting it for your face, right? If you have corrective lenses, glasses, they need that beforehand so they can basically custom fit and their lenses just for you. So it's basically like a custom deal. Again, it's not like just buying a phone. And only a select number of Apple employees can even talk to you about it, right? You can't just walk up to any Apple employee. I mean, I'm sure you could ask them something, but they're not going to know. Each store has designated 1 or 2 employees to be certified in the Apple Vision Pro. Now, we described all of this about a month ago, and it says here is, look, Apple flew out retail employees, the employees I told you that were certified in Apple Vision Pro. They actually flew them out to California, to Apple headquarters, and trained the select retail employees through the demo process, through the sales process, through all the features, how to get them, how to get customers set up on their face perfectly. Again, this has to be perfectly aligned. Everything from the strap, because the strap is adjustable, but how it works is the sensors. There's a ton of sensors in there, and they have to perfectly align with your eyes. That's why corrective lenses make a difference too. Everything has to fit perfect. So these employees had to go out there, basically get certified, teach them how it works. Let's see. Then when those employees get back, they'll relay that information to the rest of the employees at their home store. I just went through the fitment process for Apple Vision Pro. We just went into that. Here's how the demo works. Users will be directed to the Photos app to view still images that are similar to the ones preloaded on Apple's other devices in retail stores. That's followed by examples of panorama shots. Then the demo starts to get more interesting. The customer sees 3D images that Apple calls spatial photos. In this case, of a kid hitting a piñata, a spatial video of basically footage of at a birthday party. The next part of the demo shows how to use the device as a computer or an iPad replacement. It explains how to position multiple app windows in space and scroll through web pages in the Safari browser. Customers are then shown 3D and immersive movies, including clips of wild animals, the ocean, sports, Patrick Mahomes throwing a touchdown, Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, and there is a lot of compelling scenes that makes the users feel as if they're going on a tightrope. Whoa, that's crazy. Aside from early adopters and enthusiasts, average consumers will need some prodding before they bite the $3,500 Vision Pro bullet. Apple seems to have a plan, but only time will tell whether customers buy in. Now, it says this Android headlines are interested to see what the demand is. The demand is there, right? Let's see. The demand is there. It's just the price, right? That's what I said. Now, I'm sure you could, if you had to, you could finance it just like you do a $1,000 phone or a $3,500 MacBook, right? I think the demand is there. It's just the price, but that's why they want you to demo it. So there's no other further instructions on how to sign up for a demo. So my advice to you, if you want to demo one of these, is subscribe to our channel and be on the lookout, because I'm going to stay on top of this. I'm actually going to see if I can get a demo of one of these and mess around with it, have some fun. But so I'm personally going to be interested, and I'll let you, the viewer, know as well as I get more information in the future. I'll definitely keep an eye on this for y'all. Okay, now in other breaking tech news, the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is about to say hello to the United States market. Little did you know, or maybe you did, but most people don't know, is Qualcomm actually has another powerful CPU up their sleeve. Now, it's not necessarily as powerful as the S24 Ultra's custom-tuned 8 Gen 3, but did you know that Qualcomm actually has a mid-range CPU that's apparently getting a lot of fanfare, feedback, internet hype? Their new Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is about to be released. Now, if you're not familiar with their mid-range devices, Qualcomm's always had the 8, right? The what was it, 855, the Snapdragon 865. I think then that's when they went to the 8 Gen 1, 8 Gen 2. So the 8 has always been their flagship, I guess, because it's typically 8 cores, right? It's an octa-core CPU. Well, their Snapdragon, their mid-range CPU always went by the 7, right? The number 7. So I believe it was like the old Snapdragon 7 series was a Snapdragon 8, excuse me, it was a 735, 740, it started with 7. So now this 7 series, the mid-range CPU for Snapdragon, has adopted the 8 Gen whatever series. So they modified that 7 series to a 7 Gen 1. Last year was a 7 Gen 2. This year, the 7 Gen 3. Now, typically that just flies under the radar. Not really big news at all, right? Nobody really cares about a flagship phone, let alone nobody cares about a mid-range phone, let alone a mid-range CPU. Well, this makes some headlines because they're about to pump it up with some steroids. Apparently, Snapdragon is going to beef up their mid-range CPU. That's right. This year's flagship CPU, the one that comes in the S24 Ultra, has just scored off the charts on these benchmark scores. I'm talking beating iPhone on benchmarks, beating Apple's best CPU. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of Snapdragon versus Apple in the CPU department. This year, of course, we're going to test them, right, when we get them in, but from what I've seen online and these benchmark scores, and are they all true? Maybe, maybe not, but from everything that I've seen from multiple sources, it all scored higher than the iPhone 15 Pro Max, this new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Well, they're bringing that same performance, that same foundation, that same build in their mid-range phones. So this new Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 should perform, should benchmark, should score. Not as high, obviously, as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but I believe it will benchmark just at or just under the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which is a fabulous chip. I mean, I've had that in multiple devices, and I really don't have any complaints. Battery life could be better, but it's certainly not bad. Performance is pretty damn good. I haven't had any hiccups or anything. So what are they doing with the architecture of this CPU? Let's look. It is going the new mid-range Snapdragon. Now that says 7 plus Gen 2. Remember, they're moving on to the 3rd generation. It's about to adopt the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3's octa-core structure. Now, that kind of goes against their naming, right? Because they've always had a 8 represent their flagship CPUs, 8 for 8 cores. At least that's what I assumed it was. It's always been that way for years. And their 7s were either a 6-core, 7-core, I think typically 7-core CPU, but they're pumping it up to 8. A new batch of rumors suggest Qualcomm's next mid-range chip, likely the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, will be the most powerful chip in the 7 series. I hope it is, right? Something would be wrong if their latest and greatest mid-range chip didn't perform at the very top of mid-range chips. It's speculated the chip would use the same octa-core architecture that flagship Android phones have with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. There is hope that Qualcomm will launch the chip for more mid-range phones outside of China, as the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 2 was confined to Redmi and Realme phones. Now, they bring up a good point. I've never had a 7, actually I take that back. They put a 7 series Snapdragon CPU in the Pixel 5. Pixel 5 had like a Snapdragon 7, I don't know, 790 or something like that, 740, I don't know. But the Pixel 5 actually did have a 7 series. But other than that, I've never used one. A lot of these are for outside the US, right? Like, as I stated, like China, Redmi, Xiaomi, Realme, those Chinese makers. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure why. They do need to bring more of these in. Now I know in the US. Now I know Motorola, because when you start to think about it, who has mid-range phones? Well, there's a lot, right? There's Motorola. There's OnePlus has some mid-range phones. Nokia. I mean, you can go through it. Samsung has mid-range phones, right? Basically, all of them do. Now, as of recent, the new OnePlus 12R, that's a perfect example. Now, the OnePlus 12 is coming out, and they're coming out with a watered-down version. I say watered down because it still beats most spec phones to date. It's using last year's 8 Gen 2, the OnePlus 12R, the cheaper version. Well, in the future, this would be a perfect example of how when OnePlus this time next year comes out with the, OnePlus 13, well, that'll have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. Well, their OnePlus 13R could have the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4. Sorry, a lot of numbers, a lot of gens and numbers, but do we have any benchmark scores? What's the details on here? Let's see. So the 7 Plus Gen, is it 7 Plus Gen 2 or 7 Gen 3? I don't think it's been official yet, but see right here it says dubbed the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. Well, whatever they're gonna call it. It says here it's gonna offer a slower 2.91 gigahertz speed. Now, what does the 8 Gen 3 have? Let's see. At 3.3 gigahertz, single prime core. Okay, well, it doesn't break it down like that, but it says it'll offer a slower clock speed of 2.91 gigahertz. Saying it would definitely help upgrade mid-range devices. Speaking of games, the GPU is another aspect that would likely see an increase. Yep, that is true. But it does not state what OEMs, what manufacturers outside of Redmi and Realme are going to use it. But hopefully more devices here in America see that chip. Typically what manufacturers have done is they haven't even used the 7 series, the Nothing Phone 2. It uses a year-old flagship CPU, right? As I mentioned, the OnePlus 12R uses last year's flagship CPU. So some of these manufacturers, look, these CPUs are so good today that these manufacturers can release a new device with a year-old processor because that year-old processor is still kicking. Like, the battery life's good and it still performs very, very well. Plus, with a year-old CPU, they know how to find tune the code, the kernel. They can tune it just right for these cameras, for these sensors, for battery life, for performance. So I see why these manufacturers have not really stepped out and gone towards mid-range CPUs. It seems like the play is to just get a year-old flagship CPU and use that and release that in a new device, which is totally fine with me. So I don't know, we'll have to see where this goes. I'm not sure. It looks more of like a international or outside the US thing again this year, but I'd personally, I'd rather have a year-old flagship CPU than a new whatever 7 Gen 3 than a 7 series. That personally I would, but everybody's different. Now, last story here. Now, how many of you have used Chrome? Well, that's a dumb question. Everybody's used Chrome. How many of you have used Chrome tab incognito mode? You know, for various reasons, hoping that nobody will see that you went to that web page, or nobody will be looking, or your spouse won't know what you've been doing on your Chrome tabs. Well, you might want to think again, because a new report just came out and says that Chrome's incognito mode is not really incognito. Now, that's correct. Yes, I'm sorry to break the news to you. You're gonna have to find another way to snoop around on your device. Google Chrome's incognito mode now explains that websites still track your activity. Now, this popped up from a lawsuit, right? So legally, they have to, I guess, track you, which is not obviously that appealing to the ears, but it is what it is. Google agreed to settle a class action lawsuit for $5 billion over alleged privacy violations in Chrome's incognito mode late last year. Websites continue tracking users through cookies. Yes, cookies, chocolate chip ones, and across site trackers despite using incognito mode. Google has now updated Chrome's disclaimer to clarify, make sure you read the disclaimers, to clarify that data collection by websites and services will not change. The incognito mode is enabled. Boy, oh boy. So this is very interesting. Now, is this worldwide, or did it say? A lawsuit, what lawsuit? Where was that lawsuit filed? Let me check it real quick, because I did not read this whole article earlier. I said, oh boy. Let's see. The plaintiffs in the class action lawsuit from 2020 allege that the company continues tracking users incognito mode even when they browse. Yes, using incognito, though on-device browser history isn't recorded, and the disclaimer on the new tab page clarifies the changes to downloads and reading lists are still recorded. Websites continue tracking users through cookies and cross-site trackers. Yes, never accept the cookies. You know when you go to a website? Actually, can I do that right now? Let's see if I can do it right now. What is the website I can go to? Actually, can I stream in incognito mode? Let's do a live test. Let me show you the browsers. What is a website I never go to? NBA.com. I never go there. Swatch. Where are the cookies? Boom. See this down here? Cookie policy. You can do what you want to do. You can hit accept, but I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, I never hit accept. I always hit the X or hit the deny. Deny or X, because when you accept, I mean, it looks so harmless down there. It's just a little message. It says, we use our cookies to provide you the very best online experience. If you continue browsing, we consider that you accept our cookies. Chocolate chip, sugar, whatever you want. Right? Oh yeah, and agree to the terms of our privacy policy and terms of use. They make it sound so nice, but what they're doing is you're giving them permission to track you. You're giving them permission to save the data. Any data you input into the website, anything you look at, you're basically allowing them to collect info on you, data. And you can still have a phenomenal browsing experience with denying the cookies. Even if you put, that's how sometimes, you know, when you log into a website, like Bank of America or something, outside of an application, I'm talking about a website, it'll save once you put it in, it'll save your username and password, right? So the next time you go visit that website, your username pops up and then like a ... with your password. You're like, oh yeah, just click that, just one click and you're signed in. That's cookies. That's because they're tracking your inputs, your data. I always deny mine. Again, you can have a phenomenal browsing experience with 0 cookies. So in this case, I'll simply hit X. See, some of them trick you. Some of them don't have a deny button. Now, I develop websites, make websites, and I know I've gone through there's different policies for different countries, and I gotta have all sorts just for mine. I have to have a bunch of them, right? For my users, legally. And I always have it'll ask you, do you want to show the users I accept and I deny, or just the I accept? And look, some of these are tricky. I have both options on my website. Again, they did pass it, which I'm glad, because made it a website, and these hosts of these websites have to legally ask you, but sometimes they don't have a deny button on there, so you're like, well, all I see is accept, so let me just accept it and get off the screen. Some of them are very annoying because they want you to push the I accept, but don't push the I accept. Hit the X, exit out of there, and then once you hit the X, that basically means you deny them tracking you or your information. So simply hit the X and it goes away. Did y'all get that? God damn it, it didn't show. Son of a bitch. Alright, check this out. I'm not even going to explain it, I'm just going to show you. God damn it. MLB.com. Never go there. Why won't it show it? Alright, there's NBA, but what about the NFL? Oh, here we go, there we go, there we go. Alright, there we go. Check out on the bottom. Now the MLB has got accept all cookies or cookie settings. I either hit deny, and if the deny is not there, see there's a nice space over here where the deny could be, and they left that deny out. So if there's no deny cookies or decline cookies, hit the X and get that out of here. All right. So what about incognito? Let's go try incognito. So I'm gonna hit new tab. I'm gonna hit incognito. There we are. Can y'all see? StreamYard been messing up lately. All right, let's check this out. So I'm gonna hit new tab, share this tab, incognito. There we go. Right here. Incognito mode right there. Any difference? now you can browse privately. Other people who use this device won't see your activity. However, downloads, bookmarks, and reading list items will be saved. Your activity might still be visible to websites you visit, your employer or school, your internet service provider. Chrome won't save the following information: your browsing history, cookies and site data, and information entered in forms. Now, if you do still choose to browse incognito, make sure this is turned on. Make sure that's clicked. Block third-party cookies. When on, sites cannot use cookies that track you across the web. Features on some sites may break. So just be aware of that. Be aware of what you're doing and your browsing activity. All right, well, that'll do it for the day. I appreciate you joining. Oh, there we go. I appreciate you joining in with the daily tech news, eSIM Studios. Don't forget, I'm going to remind everyone again, tomorrow, Samsung Unpacked event. I'm going to put the link to, if you want to, pre-register, I guess, or pre-register for a reserve. That's what it is. Reserve a Samsung Galaxy device, get $50 off. Join us tomorrow, Wednesday, January 17th. We will live stream the event. I would like to know what your thoughts on the device is. Are you getting one? If you are, what color do you think you might want? What storage? What are you trading in for it, right? What are you going to trade in for this new S24? Are you not getting it? I want to know. I want to see what the I want to feel what the interest is in this device. I'm hyped. I'm very excited, but I want to know how y'all feel about it. So join me tomorrow. I'll even put a link out there for everyone to join. I think I can put a few people up here with me and we'll talk about it. So thank you very much. I'll schedule the live stream right now, and make sure you subscribe so you get notified once we go live tomorrow. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.